I want to give a special shout out to my patrons, my Bibliosbrand, my Bibliosworn, and my Bibliomancers. Thank you so much for supporting my hobby and passion even more. It means so much to me. Hi everyone, Petrik here. Welcome to the 4th episode of SFF Spotlight. So for those of you who are new to this, well, I've been doing this for 2 months apparently. And I've been releasing one video in this series of videos once every 2 weeks. And for those of you who don't know, this is a series of videos where I will give spotlight to a new book release, new edition, and also a new book announcement. And the news will only be for the science fiction and fantasy genre. And today we have 13 topics to talk about. And the first one, and I know this is not novel related, but I simply have to talk about this because this is something really big, and it is the continuation of Berserk by Kentaro Miura. Kentaro Miura was and still is a legend in the industry. Berserk is one of the best manga series of all time. It is a series that I've been reading for, I think, almost 2 decades now. And after the sad passing of Kentaro Miura last year, we, the fans, really thought that there won't be a continuation to Berserk, but apparently, well, the news has been announced. Koji Mori, the artist behind Holy Land manga series, a great manga series by the way, and also he is Kentaro Miura's best friend of 30 years. He will supervise the continuation of Berserk, and Berserk will return this Friday on the 24th of June. This is a really big news in the manga industry, and I will leave the link to the full article regarding the announcement in the description down below because it is very long. But here is a snippet of the announcement. I have a message and promise to everyone. I will recall the details as much as possible and tell the story. Also, I will only write the episodes that Miura talked to me about. I will not flesh that out. I will not write episodes that I don't remember clearly. I will only write the lines and stories that Miura described to me. Of course, it will not be perfect. Still, I think I can almost tell the story that Miura wanted to tell. The talent Miura's apprentices have are real. They are brilliant artists. Many of you may not be fully satisfied with the Berserk written without Miura, but we hope everyone's thoughts will be with us. We ask you for your continued support. So Koji Mori is the only one who actually knows the ending of Berserk. He's the only one who knows the remaining story in Berserk in its entirety because Kentaro Miura himself told it to him. So I think overall this is a very great news. If they can't do it, then I don't think anyone can. So we'll see. I am excited and will be keeping my expectations in check, even though, yeah, I am really excited about this and I look forward to Friday. Now back to science fiction and fantasy novels, and the first one that I have to talk about is The Gentleman Bastards. It's making a return. Yes, The Gentleman Bastard by Scott Lynch. After 9 years, it's been 9 years since Republic of Thieves came out. After 9 years, we will finally have a continuation to The Gentleman Bastards. I think, finger crossed, it will be within next year. There is no confirmation on the release date yet. But this is not The Thorn of Emberlane, which is the 4th novel in the Gentleman Bastard series. This will be 3 novellas that takes place immediately after the end of the Republic of Thieves. So these 3 novellas collectively will become a bridge that bridge the Republic of Thieves to The Thorn of Emberlane. And this is what Scott Lynch said on his Twitter account. What if Gentleman Bastard stuff but new? What if I seem to be having fresh and unusual success with an anti-anxiety medication? What if my agent and my editors got to read the first new Bastard stuff I've sent them in ages? Literally years. They have. Anyhow, here's the fun part. Some of you know that I've owed Bill Schaefer at Subterranean Press a set of Gentleman Bastard novellas for an embarrassing length of time. I have decided to remedy that. The exciting, world-shattering, brilliant title of this work, it's Untitled Gentleman Bastard Novella number 1. I'm sorry, that's what I've got for now. For 15 years, I've had titles firmly in mind long before Word 1 hits the page, and this one, it's just been squarely. So we're not gonna talk about it much this week or next. It's kinda difficult to give a hard push to something called Untitled number 1. The next novella in the sequence is the Mad Baron's Mechanical Attic, and the last is the Choir of Knives. Collectively, these 3 novellas form a bridge narrative, inessential but enriching, taking Locke and Jean from immediately after Republic to immediately before Thorn. Earlier planned or drafted version of these novellas had other proposed subjects, but this is what they've evolved to in their final form. So yeah, this is super exciting news because I love The Lies of Locke Lamora, and the second book, Red Seas Under Red Knives, is also incredible. The Republic of Thieves was good as well, but it's not as good as the first 2 books. But either way, I think more than anything, I'm happy to hear that Scott Lynch is finally doing better. Scott Lynch has been struggling with depression and anxieties for a long time, and it is great news to hear that he's doing better on this. And it's not only Berserk and The Gentleman Bastards that is coming back. Apparently, Brent just announced that The Night Angel will have a continuation. The title will be The Night Angel Nemesis. Now, I haven't read the Night Angel trilogy yet. I've read only the Lightbringer series, which I really enjoyed especially the first 3 books, but I have mixed feelings regarding the 4th and 5th book. But anyway, if you're a fan of the Night Angel trilogy, I think this will be a great news for you, and Night Angel Nemesis will be coming in spring 2023. And the next news is about The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne. Apparently, Grim Oak Press just announced that they will be releasing a special edition for The Faithful and the Fallen, and I think this will be the ultimate edition for The Faithful and the Fallen. Now, this is one of my favorite series of all time, and this edition I'm pretty sure won't be cheap. I have no idea whether I will be able to purchase this or not, because Grim Oak Press, their shipping fee, their international shipping fee, aren't known for being cheap. Last I checked, their international shipping fee for one book costs at least $65. That's not even including the price of the book and also the custom fee yet. So I definitely want to get this, but I don't think I can also afford it. But anyway, we'll see, because The Faithful and the Fallen, as I think a lot of you know already, is one of my top favorite series of all time. And Grim Oak Press has mentioned that the cover art will be done by Marcus Sweeney, the artist behind The Shadow of the Gods and also The Hunger of the Gods. So yeah, it will be epic. The next news will be a cover reveal for City of Last Chances by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which will be coming in December 2022. And this is the premise for City of Last Chances. There has always been a darkness to Ilmar, but never more so than now. The city chafes under the heavy hand of the Palestine occupation, the chokehold of its criminal underworld, the boot of its factory owners, the weight of its wretched poor, and the burden of its ancient curse. What will be the spark that lights the conflagration? Despite the city's refugees, wanderers, murderers, madmen, fanatics, and thieves, the catalyst, as always, will be the anchor wood, that dark groves of trees, that primeval remnant, that portal, when the moon is full to strange and distant shores. Ilmar, some say, is the worst place in the world and the gateway to 1,000 worse places. Ilmar, city of long shadows, city of bad decisions, city of last chances. I have read a few sci-fi novels by Adrian Tchaikovsky, but I haven't read Shadows of the App yet, but I am excited about this one too. Tchaikovsky releases a lot of books constantly. He's just like Brandon Sanderson or Stephen King when it comes to releasing books. So yeah, it is hard to catch up to his bibliography. And the next spotlight is again for another cover reveal, and this one will be for Kate Elliott's newest book. It is for Furious Heaven, the sequel to Unconquerable Sun, a great space opera about gender-bent Alexander the Great. And I've read this one I think about 2 years ago. The cover art to Furious Heaven is done by Chris McGrath. So I look forward to this one, but I think I have to reread Unconquerable Sun first before I read this one, because I remember so little about the first book now. And the next piece of news is about Shannon Chakraborty's newest book. And the title of the book will be The Adventures of Amina El-Sirafi. This will be published in March 2023, and The Adventures of Amina El-Sirafi is the first book in a whole new trilogy. Though we may see some Devabat connections, it is a story about motherhood and swashbuckling adventures on the high seas, survivors, guilt, and fate. And this is the main premise of the book. Amina El-Sirafi should be content. After a storied and scandalous career as one of the Indian Ocean's most notorious pirates, she survived backstabbing rogues, vengeful merchant prince, several husbands, and one actual demon to retire peacefully with her family to a life of pity, motherhood, and absolutely nothing that hints of the supernatural. But when she's tracked down by the obscenely wealthy mother of a former crewman, she's offered a job no bandit could refuse: retrieve her comrade's kidnapped daughter for a kingly sum. The chance to have one last adventure with her crew, do right by an old friend, and win a fortune that will secure her family's future forever, it seems like such an obvious choice that it must be God's will. Yet, the deeper Amina dives, the more it becomes alarmingly clear there's more to this job, and the girl's disappearance than she was led to believe. For there's always risk in wanting to become a legend, to seize one last chance at glory, to savor just a bit more power, and the price might be your very soul. I haven't read Devaba Trilogy yet. I've heard a lot of good things about the second and third book especially, but it seems like this new series that will come out within next year will take place in the same world as the Devaba Trilogy. So for those of you who are Devaba fans, look forward to this one. Though I think if you are a fan of the Devaba Trilogy, you will know about this news already. And next, Folio Society just announced their limited edition to Gormenghast Trilogy by Mervin Peake. I haven't read Gormenghast Trilogy yet, even though I've heard about this series plenty of times already, but this is what Folio Society has to say, and this edition is not cheap. It is priced at £745. Yeah, it is not cheap, okay? Mervin Peake's Gormenghast novels are a mesmerizing dynastic saga, often surreal and darkly comic, in which the eccentric House of Groan rules over a world of crumbling stone and meaningless ritual. Titus Groan, Gormenghast, and Titus alone are here collected by Folio Society in an edition as unprecedented as the books themselves. This landmark edition, limited to just 750 hand-numbered sets, featured an exclusive new introduction from Neil Gaiman, alongside extraordinary new illustrations by Dave McKean. Each collection has been personally signed by Gaiman and McKean on a beautifully illustrated limitation label. Encased within a suitably majestic presentation box, this spellbinding set is as much feat of imaginative design as the novels themselves. Dave McKean provides 142 original hand-drawn illustrations, as well as startling cover designs for each book and an exclusive art print of iconic villain Steerpike. McKean has also created the hypnotic maze design that envelops the Hinge collection case. Bound in stone grey cloth and blocked in crimson metallic foil, opening the case releases a burst of Corvid silhouetted against the sky in silver ink. A grand and gothic dream come true. This lavish limited edition of the Gormenghast Trilogy offers a modern testament to Peake's timeless creative genius. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Gormenghast Trilogy and you have the means to purchase this, well, go ahead. I haven't read this one and I certainly don't have the means to purchase something this expensive. And speaking of special edition, the Broken Binding just announced that they will be releasing The War Eternal, the first 3 books in the War Eternal, a 5-book series by Rob J. Hayes, a hardback edition. This edition will be signed and it will come with an exclusive art print. The sale will go live on the 22nd of June and the price will be £75 for the 3 books. This will, however, be limited to only 100 copies, so yeah, make sure to be quick about this. And next we have another cover reveal, and this one is for the second book in E.G. Doble's Blood and Steel saga. The cover artist is Diego Spezzoni, and I think this looks super stunning. I mean, look at that, this is so terrifying. And yeah, this is this series. I think the first book, The Fangs of War, and the entire series will be a grimdark fantasy series. I'm not sure whether this will be a trilogy or maybe more than that, but I think this will be a trilogy. The first book, The Fangs of War, is released already, and the second book, this one, there is no title for this yet, will be released in January 2023. And I think it is very impressive because the author is only about 20 years old. If I'm not mistaken, he is either 20 or 21 years old. And he has already released a grimdark epic fantasy debut. Now moving on to noteworthy release, we have 2 books to talk about, and the first one is obviously A Speaking Bones by Ken Liu. Yeah, Speaking Bones, the 4th book in the Dandelion Dynasty, comes out tomorrow on the 21st of June. Yeah, this is the last book in the Dandelion Dynasty, which is a series that has become one of my favorite series of all time right now, and I'm in the middle of reading it right now. I just finished The Grace of Kings and The Wall of Storms, this month, and it is such a masterpiece. I'm so looking forward to reading The Veiled Throne and also Speaking Bones. Speaking Bones, I believe, is on the way to me right now. And another book worth checking out is Blood and Coin by Philip C. Quaintrell. This is the 2nd book in the Ranger Archives, which is a prequel series to his 9-book series, The Echo Saga, and this book will come out today. Yeah, this will come out on the 20th of June. I haven't read the Ranger Archives yet because I am in the middle of reading through the Echo Saga right now. I just finished the 4th book. I will be talking about it more on my monthly wrap-up. But I am really enjoying my time with this series so far, and I look forward to reading the 5th book as soon as possible. And eventually I will get to this prequel series as well, probably within next year. The cover to this one is also done by Chris McGrath, just like all the 9 books in the Echo Saga series. And finally, the last news, although this is not technically in news, but this is a giveaway hosted by R.R. Virdi for the first binding, and this will be a signed ARC edition, but this giveaway will be exclusive to UK residents. This will be a signed advanced reading copy edition, so this will be super rare in the future. So if you are in the UK, make sure to check out his Twitter account. I will leave the link to the giveaway in the description. So yeah, that's it for me today. That's the end of today's episode of SFF Spotlight. Do let me know which news intrigued you the most. As always, thank you so much for watching and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.